Hello, I'm Dr. Susan Easterbrooks. Dr. Hannah Dostal and I curated a set of chapters for the Oxford Handbook on Deaf Studies in Literacy for you. Here's one of our authors describing one of the chapters. Hello, I'm Susan Easterbrooks, and I wrote the first chapter in the Handbook on Deaf Studies in Literacy with Dr. Hannah Dostal. The title of this chapter is Deaf Studies in Literacy. Where is the compass pointing us? The topic of this chapter is the status of the most current research and where it cumulatively suggests that future educators and researchers should turn their attentions. This topic is important to literacy because although we have made many strides in moving the needle on literacy outcomes, we still experience variable outcomes among the student population. Better guidance is needed. The main points we attempt to make in this opening chapter are: all children are different and will require different approaches to helping them acquire literacy. And although research has brought to light key factors in supporting literacy acquisition, the same cannot be said for intervention research. We know what goes wrong, but we have limited guidance for educators on how to intervene when acquisition does not happen. For more information, please email us at the addresses scrolling on your screen.
Welcome. My name is Margaret Harris and I co-authored a chapter with Manuela Telesi. Our chapter is entitled Literacy Attainment Among Children Who Are Deaf or Hard of Hearing, the Past, the Present and the Future. This is an important topic because of the challenges that many children who are deaf or hard of hearing face when they are learning to read. Our chapter begins by looking back at a review published in 1996 by Marshak and Harris. We consider whether levels of literacy have changed significantly since then and conclude that although levels of spoken language have improved for many children who are deaf or hard of hearing, literacy levels have changed relatively little. We discuss how views of the skills that predict success and failure in learning to read have evolved. We end by considering the most effective strategies for teaching children to read and speculating about future developments both in technology and in teaching. For more information, either contact me, Margaret Harris, at brooks.ac.uk or Manuela Teletsky at m.eteletsky@bham.ac.uk.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Henner. My co-author is Erica Bergman. Our chapter is titled, This is Your Brain on Print. It is important to read our chapter because many people believe that deaf people are not good readers. We contend that this belief is not true. Modality differences in language users, here meaning print, spoken language, or signed language, sometimes changes how the brain interprets print. Are there major differences in decoding print between deaf brains that use sign languages as their primary languages and hearing brains that use spoken languages as their primary languages? Absolutely not. The differences are minor. We make several points in our chapter to expand upon this position. The key point here is that deaf readers are not that different from hearing readers. For more information, email me.
Hello and welcome. I am Lynn Robertson. The
Title of my chapter is Listening, Language, and Literacy Development in Children with Hearing Loss Who Are Learning Spoken Language. This chapter focuses on the relationship between auditory access and the lifelong development of language and literacy. This topic is important to literacy because reading and writing are meaning-making processes that depend on many aspects of language comprehension and word recognition. The main points I make in the chapter focus on the acquisition of background knowledge and the development of phonological awareness. Through auditory access, children acquire the background knowledge needed for reading and writing. This background knowledge includes, for example, concepts, vocabulary, language structures and conventions, verbal reasoning, and print knowledge. Phonological awareness, also acquired through listening, is the foundation for linking letters to sounds and for developing knowledge of sight words. For more information, please email me at the address scrolling on your screen, robertson@denison.edu. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jamie Greenberg Mitchell, and I co-authored a chapter with Carol Connor. The title of our chapter is Prevailing Theories of Reading Development and Deafness, and the topic is Models of Reading Development, how the lattice model of reading development illustrates where deaf and hard of hearing children may encounter barriers to learning to read, and how such barriers might be overcome. This topic is important to literacy because it provides insights into why children who are deaf and hard of hearing have trouble learning to read and write. The main points we are making here are first, the insights gained by the simple view of reading, the lexical quality hypothesis, and the lattice model in understanding reading development. Second, the processes described in the lattice model and how they contribute to children's reading development. And third, introducing a new version of the lattice model that has been adapted to support research findings for children who are deaf and hard of hearing. For more information, contact me, Jamie Mitchell, at jamielmitchell12@gmail.com.
Hello, I'm Natalia Ward, and I co-authored a chapter with Anne McGill-Franzen and Jennifer Lubke. Our chapter is titled, What is Malleable in Literacy Teaching and Learning Among Deaf and Hard of Hearing Readers? And the topic is malleable factors in the education system that can be altered or shaped by teachers and researchers in service of students' literacy development. This topic is important because literacy development is complex, flexible, and constantly changing, and as such it demands equally complex research designs and school-based interventions that engage multiple paradigms and approaches. The main points of our chapter include a summary of essential theories and frameworks that support literacy research and instruction related to malleable factors, as well as a discussion of comprehensive, integrated literacy practices as contextualized by case evidence of deaf and hard of hearing learners. For more information, email me at wardna1@etsu.edu.